Welcome to OTBN365, everyone. I'm Jeff from Jeff Needs Sports. This is the Off the Ball Network's daily-ish podcast, and this is Tuesday, May 24th, 2022, and here we go. So last night, NBA playoff game 4 happened between the Celtics and the Heat. That's all I can say is that this is something that occurred because there's really not much more to say about it. It was the series has been dreadful, and this was one of the worst games played so far. It's just a dreadful first half. Second half was completely meaningless. I mean, absolutely meaningless in this game. So Celtics come out and take a 29-11 first quarter lead, and that was it. It was over after that. It never got close. There was never a run. Miami never come up with any answers. They literally did nothing. It was something. It was really unwatchable. Now, the upside is we have a 2-2 series, so we got a best of 3 coming up. Guaranteed 2 more games between these two, but I don't even know if we want them at this point. I don't. It's something. It's as bad as a 2-2 series can be honest with you, as far as just boring. It's been every game's had a 20-point lead in it by one of the teams. It's something. Now there's still a chance. There's still a chance that we could have 3 great games in a row, and we'll forget about this taste in our mouth. But man, this has been weird, especially for 2 fun teams and 2 good teams. I mean, the number 1 seed versus the team that most people think is the best team in basketball currently. I don't know. It's been almost impossible to analyze these games, because they're so different and the players lay down so much. So last night, Bam and Butler and Lowry combined for 21 points. Bam has 9, Butler has 6, Lowry has 3 points. Your 3 cogs of this Miami machine go under double digits. It's amazing. Tatum had 31 to lead the way, but it really didn't matter. So the only and then what's really crazy about that game, that thing that happened, was you look at the stats, and if you just take the final score of it, you're like, oh, it was a pretty close game. Um, Boston made 1 more field goal. Miami actually made 6 more 3-pointers. You're like, well, I don't understand what happened. So there's a 24-point discrepancy in free throws made. Boston made 24 more free throws than Miami. Miami barely went to the line. They made 8. Boston has 32 free throws. I don't know what to make of it. And this wasn't a game to where the refs were pulling for Boston. No, they blew the doors off of Miami. I think that was more of Miami grasping at straws, trying to keep this thing together. And then Boston out rebounding them, plus 21. But most of that was because Miami was missing so many shots early. There was so many rebounds to be had, and Boston got them. I don't know. There's just not a lot to say about this game. I think what it boils down to is it's not super complicated. These teams look worn out. This every other night series, I praised it at the beginning of the playoffs and said, thank goodness we don't have these senseless 2 and 3 days off, between games. I want to keep it going as a viewer. So I got caught up in it. I got greedy. And as a viewer and as a fan, I thought this was going to be great to have more basketball, or more consistent, keep this thing going every night to have something to watch. I was completely wrong. They ought to stop this series now and let these 2 teams take like 4 days off, because if they don't, we're going to get at least 2 more of these. I think these teams look just Miami's, got things clinging together with duct tape and, fishing wire. Celtics, Smart didn't even play last night, which good for him. He got some rest without playing, and they're still going to win. But Celtics are coming off what, between the Nets series and then now they're 4 games into this series. Like, it has been a tough couple weeks, and it's wearing on them, and they need a break. And if they don't, they're not going to be healthy. And this isn't a NBA's got to fix it thing. I keep seeing that. Like, how does the NBA fix this? Well, the only way you fix it is to stretch this thing out till July, and that's never going to happen. There isn't an answer for it. The answer is the NBA playoffs are tough, and they're about attrition, and they're about who can stay healthy. And if Golden State can end their series, tonight, I have big concerns about who comes out of this series, whether they're literally can just put enough people on the court to play Golden State. So that's where we is with it. That's where we are with it. Sorry, but that's it. They're going to play tomorrow night. And I have no idea what's going to happen. It may be a 29-15 game at this point, or it may be 150 to 120. It really makes no sense. It's silly what's happening. They're going to be back in Miami. I don't know if that changes anything. Not Miami's home crowd is not exactly known for for raising the roof. So I don't know. I keep being disrespectful to them. So I should be easy on the Miami crowd. They're not the Boston crowd. It's just what it is. What it is. So that's it. It was a game happened. They played it, and they're going to play another one. And we're going to hope that we get the series that we thought we were getting when all this started. So NHL playoffs last night. I actually watched some of this game because of the NBA game being so bad. Tampa wins 2-0 over Florida and sweeps them out of the playoffs. So Tampa is going to the conference finals for the 6th time out of 8 seasons. Unbelievable run that they're on down there. And there's 2 championships mixed in with that. They had one upset year over my local Columbus Blue Jackets, which doesn't even make sense anymore looking, if you look at where the teams are now. But so we're not getting the game 7s, I promised you. That's my hot take today. Hockey's different now. Hockey's not near as competitive as it used to be, and the hockey playoffs are terrible. No, I'm just kidding. That's not a real hot take. But Tampa did sweep Florida, and the Avalanche beat the Blues. So the Avalanche take a 3-1 series lead over on the Western side for whatever that means. Kind of latched on this Avalanche team for no reason whatsoever. Still can't name a player. Still cannot name a player. And I hear that Joe Thornton. I do remember Joe Thornton. I'm old enough to remember when he was a high school or a teenage phenom coming up into the NHL, and they say that might have been his last hockey game last night for the Panthers. So if it was, congratulations, Joe Thornton, on a weird but great career. I believe you didn't win a championship, but that doesn't mean everything, man. Great job. And so that's it for the NHL hot takes. That's all my NHL wisdom you get for the day. I know it's profound. It's a lot to take in. Jeff's NHL breakdown. It's something to behold. So here we go. Now we're more in my wheelhouse. So last week we talked about the Nick Saban, Jimbo Fisher, I don't know, slap fight, whatever they're in right now. It's interesting. It's off season. It's interesting. It's tiring, but it's interesting. The SEC is really full of itself this year. Like they really, coming off of that SEC, 2-team playoff championship and all this, and they're on a great run. I won't dispute the run they're on, but they really are full of themselves this offseason. So here we go. So now the latest story out is because of the college football no expansion plan past 2025, and they turned down the 12 teams and all that, which I'm not happy with. I do agree with these guys on this. That's ridiculous not to have a plan set forward. This is what we talk about with college sports. Zero planning for the future. They're all like, and we all know what it is. Let's see how much money's there before we figure out how to get our greedy paws on it. And it's silly, but there's no plan for the playoffs past 2025. So it's just, we're still doing the 4 teams through them. So the word is out that when the SEC conference gets together in Destin, Florida, and they talk about this, you got to hear my alarm. That's crazy. Up a little early this morning. So everybody up, Jeff's alarm. So the SEC is talking about, we're just going to take our ball and go. And this is the rumor. And I say it's a rumor because I don't believe this can happen in a million years, but this is what they're going to talk about, is the fact that they may just, after 2025, if they don't like it, they're just going to have an SEC football tournament, which would probably look like the 8, because by then, you got 16 teams in the SEC at that point. And they'll take their top 8 teams and they'll just play it off, and they're going to have a champion of that tournament. That's I'm not exaggerating. I know it's, when I say it out loud, it sounds absurd. That is what they're saying. And I'm, it raises a ton of, and this is all rumors right now, but it was reported on ESPN. Pete Thamel on ESPN reports that they're going to discuss it. Now we all know this is a power play. This is a push to push to college football into whatever direction they want it to go for the future, because right now they think they hold all the chips. And then, a couple things I say. Let's say the SEC does this. Well, every out of conference team is going to cancel. I know that Ohio State's got some games scheduled with Georgia. I think there's an Alabama series coming up, just for example. Ohio State's not going to play those games. Why would you play the SEC and they're not even? It gives you a loss, but they're not even going to be in the same tournament. It would be silly, and plus, they're basically, if they're seceding from the college football ranks. No, that's not going to happen. So all the out of conference teams, maybe not your teams that need the cash grabs, but the teams, the big matchups, they're all not going to play. So now you're just going to have an SEC season only, then play an SEC tournament. And I just can't buy that they think people will watch that. Well, I mean, really watch it. Of course, I'm going to watch it. I'm going to watch a good football game. Am I going to care? Am I going to care about Ole Miss Vanderbilt first round college football game? I'm going to peek in, but I mean, I'm not scheduling. I'm not making nachos. When I'm making nachos for those games, and it may work once, and then the next year, and on the other side of it, you may have Ohio State, Notre Dame, USC, all these other schools, with these huge, ginormous fan bases, which I know SEC homers don't realize that other teams have these big fan bases, but believe me, they do. They're out there above the Mason-Dixon line. You would be surprised how many people watch college football. So anyway, I think this is total BS. I'm kind of over this conference. I don't know, walking around like they hold all the keys to the nice cars. It's just ridiculous. They can't really be this myopic. This isn't going to happen. But if it does force the conversation and does get college football to expand the playoffs and it works, that's fine. But it's just an arrogant way to do it. It's I don't know. It's annoying. That's what it is. It's annoying. And again, yes, I'm a Buckeye fan. I love SEC football. Watch it. That's all I watch. I watch Buckeyes, and I pretty much watch SEC football. Enjoy it. It's nothing about the quality of play. It's nothing about the level, because that's the first thing that comes out of this. Oh, you don't get it, blah, blah, blah. No, I do. I get all of it. I understand all of it. And I understand that these guys are being a bunch of rich assholes right now. So we'll see what comes out of that in the next week or so. It's going to be all kinds of rumors and in words and ridiculous things, and Saban's going to say some outlandish stuff and then act like he didn't say it and fake apologize. It's going to be crazy. So that's really all I have on that subject right now. So, hey, we want to thank everybody for listening. We want to thank everybody for watching, and thank everybody for all the subscribes and likes and mentions and retweets and everything you can do for us. It's great. So again, you can find us on all your podcast platforms. That's Off the Ball Network or Jeff Needs Sports. And you can catch us on Twitter and catch us on Facebook. We're out there. And again, subscribe to that YouTube channel. We really appreciate it. You guys are great. So I'm Jeff for Jeff Needs Sports. This has been OTBN365 for Tuesday, May 24th, and I am out.